introduction came to us, like the best introductions, through a chance encounter with a friend of a friend. King Dadoo Moore of Moore Entertainment. While there's a lot that can be said about him, in the interest of being brief, every once in a while you meet someone who instantaneously you know deserves respect. It's in the way they carry themselves and in the way that others speak of them. Dadoo is one of those people. He invited us to his nightclub, the Union Station Lounge on Blue Lick Road in South Louisville. While it is in an unassuming strip mall in an area of town not known for the nightlife, when we walked inside, we knew we had found someone and something very special. Now, do you prefer to be called Darian, or are you always King Dadoo?
I would say my family knows me as D.
Okay.
So, that's the growing up nickname. But as far as Dadoo, I prefer that. Nobody has to call me King.
Okay.
Still trying to earn that title for real, but
that's great. So you run We Want More Entertainment.
Amen.
How do you find your entertainment, or do they find you?
I would say I go looking for a few, but I like when they hit me up first. That means they've heard about what we're trying to do.
Okay.
And just looking for somebody that they can trust at least for a second in life.
Yeah.
Just for a second. I want to be that guy. It was a life-changing experience when I would say you actually realize the thing that you're doing is not really what you're supposed to be doing. At the same time you're doing it, how could you continue to do it? Music was always there no matter what job I was doing. Headphones, playing in the background, got a CD playing or something like that. But I'm a dancer by nature. So doing music to me kind of goes along with that. I wanted people to make me some beats. Nobody would. Determination got me into making my own. After a while, I started writing to them. And then, let's say, my best friend at the time, we decided to go and try it. This one time we, let's say, put together our own show. We knew at a certain point we was going to, play this song. We was going to perform it. And all we had to do was get these people to stick their hands up. The name of the song was Throw Your Hands Up. If they could throw their hands up to this song, we knew we had something. They did the entire song.
Fantastic.
Music was, let's say, the right answer at that point. Quit my job.
So you quit your job?
Yeah,
and
I didn't need any more proof.
And you decided you were going to throw yourself full force into promoting and find. How did you find U.S. Lounge?
Well, actually, the same guy that I did that song with, that everybody threw their hands up to, we came across a few friends doing another show, and DJ KG was actually DJing it, and they told us about this place, invited us out because we was in costume, and they, let's say, just invited us out to perform. And I can tell these people never really heard us, but they liked the costume. We knew we can get them to do what we did at that other party, that something was going to change. But I would say the best performance I ever had was here. So many places around here, but this place showed me love.
Yeah.
The one thing that I hate about being an artist in this city, no love in the Ville. There's no love in the Ville. Oh, I'm sorry, there is now. There is now.
Awesome.
I know if they can show me some with this, what's wrong with everybody else? They can't get any.
Now, I can't help but notice that you are always masked.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from?
The judge a book by its cover thing.
Okay.
Fighting it out front. I'd rather give somebody something to judge instead of letting them pick their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was born with whatever's underneath,
Yeah.
So it was given to me. Can't judge that if you can't see it.
That's very true.
You gotta judge my soul.
I'm not qualified for that job. Thank you.
I think we all are when we talk to each other. The shell doesn't matter anything.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's the soul that drives the body. Drives the mind that drives the body. So, I hate money and what it does to people. Oh, we can just end it on that. So, I love music. I love people that love. Just loving things. It feels better than hating things or worried about things. When you worry, you don't get anything. I hate the word fake. I hate that other underground artists would call another underground artist fake when we're pretty much doing the same thing. It's the ones who pretend on the radio. If you do a little research, you understand what I'm talking about. Selling your soul to the devil is everything that it says. You sell your soul. The music today has no soul. That's what's wrong with it. Real people that haven't sold their souls, that's who I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Still trying to find a way. I don't want to go that way. Because that'll mess you up.
Now, everybody works for some reason. Everybody works towards some purpose. And there's something that drives you in particular.
Love.
And then tell me a little more about that. When
my mother passed when I was 12. She was buried on my 13th birthday. At that moment, let's say the feeling of loss makes you appreciate a lot more. Not more, right? Her last name was Moore, of course. And I've learned that missing part is the reason why we cry and feel that pain. That's love right there. You just want it again. You can't have it.
Yeah.
Man, it's a little kid in us that still cries for mom. You know what I mean? Cries for daddy. We all get older, but people older than us still call us kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you have a child. You have a
Yes,
son. What's your what do you hope to impart to him? What do you hope to teach him about life through what you're doing?
Don't judge anyone. Be an individual. Of course, he goes to school, and let's say certain kids will say certain things about certain things, but I try to teach them, hey, it's all about how you feel about yourself, young man.
Yeah. When you build this business, do you build it with him in mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's the main reason. Let's say no matter what he chooses to do, if he chooses to do nothing, I have something for him. My time is limited on planet Earth, and I know it. I've accepted that a long time ago. But to not leave him or even think about him is selfish. I mean, we have the same name, Darian Moore. I call him 2.0. Want him to be a better version. But I gotta show him first, right? My father is still here, but we don't talk. I still love him, man.
Yeah.
He wasn't there, which drives me to make sure I'm there for mine, of course.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that day where he goes.
Yeah.
Right?
I understand.
But like I said, I've accepted my mortality because of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I've explained that to my son too.
Yeah.
So he'll know when I do go, don't lose it. I'm trying to show you something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that changes everybody's life when their parent goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When I say believe in yourself, everybody, let's say a producer, has its own style of producing. A rapper has their own style of rapping. A singer has their own style. Most of us grow up singing other people's music, but that's where you'll get lost trying to copy. You have to find your own sound, your own style. Be happy with that. Show other people that you really mean it, and they will love you for it.
So do it with passion and do it with authenticity.
Yes. Because it won't be anything that they've seen before to compare. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where you get lost too.
No cheap imitations.
Yeah.
Be genuine,
Yeah.
be yourself,
And
be real.
Be brave. Try something new. We're all looking for something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, be that something new, if anything.
Cool. One of the questions I would have for you, I guess to kind of maybe bring this to a close, is if people were interested in being promoted by you or appearing in a We Want More Entertainment segment somewhere, if not at US Lounge somewhere, how would they reach you?
Either We Want More Entertainment at gmail.com or Facebook, Darian King Dadoo Moore, or US Lounge Facebook page.
And that's more with an E, correct?
Moore, yes.
Okay, fantastic. Any last words?
Spread love.
Fantastic. Okay.
Salute.
Great. Thank you so much.
I've been in music pretty much since I was like 6 years old. I was, I guess, more into orchestra and traditional style when I first started out. I played viola. I ended up picking up drums at one point. I can play keyboard fairly well. I guess that's why I'm good with the beat. Like I started off really, really young, and I can't do it anymore. But I used to be able to read and write sheet music.
Fantastic.
Music is just major in my life.
So you came up kind of more in a classical sense, but you are more of like R&B hip hop artist right now. How did you make that transition, and at what point did you decide that that was going to be the direction you were going to steer your career?
A lot of time, and life just kind of takes you in certain directions. I was in 2 different rock bands, and it was different. Bands split up. Like it's the same reason why I have a problem with people that have big groups now in hip hop or anywhere else. They keep talking about, oh, my clique this, my clique that. And occasionally, yes, like there are good groups of people that stay solid. Officially clicked up. That my producer boss, the guy he did the whole album, he's got a tight group. You know, they take care of each other. But the more people you have involved, that's more people you're splitting money with. That's more people that you have to worry about showing up to shows. And I found that out with rock. And what was it? One of my favorite phrases: a rock band is the dysfunctional family you choose. And it's because they're constantly falling apart. So if you're going to try to go at it with a group, you need to really, really stick together. Otherwise, it's going to be failed from the start. I got into rap, like really rapping and singing when I was 16, and I took it from there. Some days actually been recorded for a while now, coming up on 7-8 years at least.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, so when I got away from rock, it was just it wasn't a smooth transition. It was more into like a rock rap and then more into rap. But I was an English major. I always loved poetry, so I guess that kind of went along with that style of writing too.
How do you approach writing a song, and in that approach, what do you think the elements are of a good song?
It's a good question. It's reality is the best element, and I think that life has to happen to you. You can't force yourself to write a song. I've got a few tracks on this album that I've had verses written for it for a year plus that have just been sitting there. I didn't have the right beat, or I didn't have the right this. There's always something missing somewhere with it, and I think you have to forcing yourself to sit down and try to write about something is going to fail half the time. I mean, it's just you're not going to be able to do it. You have to actually feel something. You have to have something to you happen in your life. Focus on reality. Don't think, I heard that on the radio and it sounds really good, I want to be like that. If you start off with, I want to be like that, you're failing. You have to be like you. You have to find your own. And when it comes to what I think people should focus on, Tupac, for instance, and I know a white boy throwing out Tupac. I didn't listen to a lot of it growing up. I listened to him when I got older, and what I loved about him the most was that the fact he was exactly who he said he was. He didn't bullshit anybody. He was unapologetic. He was who he said he was. So all those people you hear on the radio now, they're I'm this, I'm that, I'm gangbanging, money, blah, blah, blah. Half the time they're full of shit, and he wasn't. So I think that's the main thing with me. Whatever you're talking about, as long as you're in your genre and you are yourself, that's the most important thing.
Okay, so you have an album out.
I was already both my head and my hands steady. Hit you with the left and the right and bet that it is deadly. You wake up 6 months later from being comatose, thanking the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. If your bones ain't broke, I'm a hurricane. Yes, I'm a beast. Yes, I hit you with earth, wind, and fire from the streets. And if it ain't enough, I hit you with the kitchen sink. Laughing while you gasping for breath, asking for death. I'm everlasting, blasting. Shoot first, questions might come later. Either way, you're fighting me, so the answer's in my favor. What's your flavor, man? I'll give you a taste. Misplace your face when I hit you like my fist ain't got breaks, aches, and pains.
My main problem's people fighting each other. It's the same problem I see in life. It's the same problem I see with the government, with politics. Everybody's fighting each other. We're all trying to blame each other for everything going to hell. So you've got all of the artists, they blame promoters, they blame DJs, they blame venues, they blame everybody. They're all mad, and I get it, they want to make it, but they need to consider what they're doing. Like, I can sell an album, I can't sell a mixtape.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that before. If you don't have anything people can take with them, they're not going to log onto the internet to listen to that song every week. You know, sometimes they just want to have a CD, or they want to have it on their iPhone. And that's kind of like with technology moving forward, like you were talking about before, it's people have got to change quick. And another thing is we have to present ourselves as artists to the right venues in the right way. You know, there's crowds that say they can't get into this club on both sides, and I hate bringing race into it, but there's crowds on both sides. White people say they can't get into that club, black people say that they can't get into that club, but neither side seems to change much about themselves to adapt to the venue. It's like they expect the venues to change to them. The venue can't. The venue has their crowds. The venue, if they let you in and their people move out, there's no business. There's no money. You're asking them to self-sacrifice. And I'm not going to ask anybody to do that. So I kind of try to abstain from those arguments on both sides. I think people need to stick with being original, get away from mixtapes. They were a good thing for a while. People, when you first had YouTube and everything breaking out, you know, you could make a mixtape and it would go live, everybody would hear it. Now, it's not the same, because you can put yourself on somebody else's beat, but now when they hear that beat, and then they hear you talking, they just remember that beat. They remember it was that guy that was on it. It's not the same as it was, and you can't sell it. People can't keep it. You know, it's technically not yours. You know, and
so talk to me a little bit about music in general and in this digital age. It used to be there was a very solid business model for artists who wanted to come up in music, and that's kind of been blown out of the water in the day and age of torrenting and YouTube and all these other things that happen. How does an artist make a viable income in this digital age?
He doesn't. He doesn't. He loses a lot of money until one day he makes some. There's not any. I could sit here and lie to people and tell them how great. You can eventually get to a point where you get by. Once you get to a point where you're getting by, making it in music, you're ready to go to that next step. You're going to invest a lot. You're going to lose money. Because you had to pay for the beat. Then when you get done with the beat, you had to pay for the recording. Then when you get done with that, you had to pay for the mix master. Then you had to pay for the albums to get done. And if they're crappy albums and they're not professional, nobody's going to want to buy them. Yeah. So you better fork over a little bit extra for that. Then you have to hope that you can get some venues. And when you get the venues, you got to hope that people aren't at work and that they can actually make it out to your show. And then if you want t-shirts, anything, you've got to find somebody that's willing to do it for. There's nothing about this. It's free. And people think that, some people look at you and they think, why would you do this? It's not work. There's a reason why they came up with the term starving artist. Like, that's been around forever. And it's
so what does keep you going?
I look at 1,000 people around me who are all struggling, who all think they've got better advice to give than me. Somebody needs to do something. Like somebody, my family, friends, somebody's, we can all sit around bickering, and somebody has to tell a story. Somebody has to get people motivated. My motivation is really, I look at the struggle people go through and the feeling that they have of helplessness. Like they can't do it. There's nothing that can be done. I'm no better off. My life is not, it's not perfect. It's nothing. This is what I love to do. I enjoy it. And my motivation is seeing people that want something more, that want it badly, and they feel like there's not a way. I just want to find a way. I want to show them. But I want success.
Yeah.
I want to be in control of things, and even as I'm that, I want to take care of my family. I want to take care of my friends. But to throw that out there, I'm not selling my soul to anybody. If somebody's going to offer me some kind of a deal, it better be life-changing, and it better be simple. It's not going to be something where I'm going to be on tour for 2 years and you practically own me and I've got to do this and this and this and this and I only see my family for 3 weeks out of the year. That's not the life I want. I want to make good music. I want people to hear that music, and I want people to relate to it. I'm not in it for just money. I need money. You have to have it to survive. But I just want to be on stage. Honestly, that's the thing. I want to be on stage. I want to perform it, and I want to bring shows back to hip hop. Like when I made this album, I thought about Pink Floyd.
Nice.
That was what I wanted, something that you press play and that's it. You sit there and you listen to it from beginning to end. You don't just go, oh, that was a really good track. Check out this other guy.
Yeah. It's like an experience.
Exactly.
You don't know why I don't really want you to leave. Body like a bottle, drinking up, you're looking like a damn supermodel. If you don't leave, then I won't. I got nowhere else to be. Girl, you amaze me. Yeah, girl, you amaze me.
Don't give up.
Girl, you
Like,
amaze me.
and stop being so damned arrogant. Like everybody has to act like they're the shit now, or they're not. No, there's subtlety, there's nuances, there's polite conversation, there's respect, and I'm not going to call anybody out, and I've been to enough shows now that I don't think anybody would be able to rat, oh, so-and-so did this. Don't show up late to your own shows. Don't forget your lyrics, and if you want to revive music, come at it 110%. Hip-hop doesn't have sound checks in the local level. They do at big shows, I know. That they don't do it here most of the time. They don't show up early. We had guys show up to some shows with CDs that didn't work. They didn't double check them before they got there. You want the crowds there, you want people to show up, but it's still a part-time job for a lot of people. And I know it's hard, I know the money's not there, but you're talking to somebody that's in a house with cockroaches, so you can piss off. Like, I can't respect anybody that doesn't want that. That if they don't want it, if they're not going to show up, I'm showing up to shows. I don't have a ride home some nights. I don't care. I'm going to be there. I'm going to perform, because this is what I want to do. So the best advice I can give to people is be the artist they want to be. Don't quit. If you are a rapper, you are a rapper. If you are an R&B artist, you are an R&B artist. You are not a McDonald's worker who does R&B on the side. You are an R&B artist who works at McDonald's on the side. And I don't think there's enough people around here that understand that. And I think that, I understand that I love them. I love all the artists around here. They're putting in work like mad, and I appreciate all the support that I'm getting from them. And like I said, if I could recommend a producer, it would be Boss with Officially Clicked Up. He recorded my whole album. Red Iron Entertainment, Jeremy Williams for making the beats. Troy Armani Beats. I mean, these guys, they put in work. They make good music. They put in work. They care about the music. And some artists are just in it because they want to have the money to not have to work. They think that they can make some YouTube videos or put out a 1-track, 2-track thing, get noticed because they see that somebody did that and made $1 million. Like somebody made that 1 track that made them rich. This isn't part-time. There is somebody out there hungrier than you. There's somebody out there hungrier than me. And I'm pretty damn hungry, so.
Here's what we want you to consider. It takes real courage to follow your dreams, doesn't it? To put aside what the world says you should do. Graduate, settle down, get a 9-to-5, save all the money you can, and work your way up through a recognizable societal norm. To put all of that aside, and with enough belief in yourself and your talent, to pour your soul into an art form. Whether it means you paint a painting, cast a sculpture, or stand on a stage and perform, hoping that you resonate with an audience. And yet, for men like JT Antonini, this is what they are called to do. And they have no choice but to get out there and hustle, hoping that one day they are rewarded for their passion, their dedication, and their talent. So this is Cheryl from the 502 Revue, and I have my trusted assistant and actually the brainchild behind most of what you see on the 502 Revue, Chris Allen behind the camera. Tonight we are here with Les Reynolds, and we're here to talk about house concerts. So, for the uninitiated, Les, what is a house concert?
It's exactly what it says. It's a house concert. It's a concert in someone's home or house, in a, it's done that way because it's an intimate setting, and it's, it's up close and personal. Okay.
So what would you say is the primary benefit of going to a concert in someone's home as opposed to going to a public venue to see a concert?
A lot. One thing is you get to meet the artist.
Okay.
You're usually just feet from them. The sound is almost always good. You're hand-picked as a audience member. And you get to meet and greet fellow concert goers that, like, you might not do at a big public event, which is usually just a giant meetup anyway.
Okay. Now, are there any benefits for the artist to play such a small venue?
Generally, they sell more merchandise. They get the type of audience that they would prefer as opposed to playing in a bar when no one's listening.
Okay.
This is actually some group of people sitting down, listening attentively to someone who wants their music listened to.
Okay, so tell me a little bit, because you've been hosting house concerts for quite a bit. Can you tell me a little bit about what some of the benefits for you as a host are?
Most of them are intangible.
Okay.
I don't go into it to make money, and a lot of people seem to be rather surprised at that. But I just don't, and everything goes to the artist every time. There's I would say a lack of house concert hosts in this area. Not that no one has never done it, but there are only a couple, maybe 3 people that host regularly, and I'm only hosting quarterly. I've kind of been on a unannounced mission to find others, because I've been in other people's homes that are just screaming for house concerts.
So if people were interested in doing this but maybe not sure how to go about setting one up, could they contact you for some pointers? Would you be happy to mentor someone in that?
Yes.
Now, you have a house concert coming up.
Yes.
What can you tell me about it?
Well, it's going to be on May 1st, which is Oaks Day. I have a singer coming in from Nashville. Her name is Sarah Peacock, and she's gotten a few awards. Incredible singer, very good writer, and she's never been here Derby weekend before, so this will be something new for her.
If somebody were interested in attending this, what would they need to do to get in touch with you for that?
Well, I did put out an event on Facebook. I have that. They could contact me through email. They could contact me on the Facebook page.
Okay. Can you give us your email address, please?
Sure. The one that I'm most accessible with would be les.reynolds@proquest.com.
Proquest?
All one word.
Okay.
Right.
Now, on Facebook, how would they find you?
Just Les Reynolds.
Les.Reynolds or just Les Reynolds?
Les Reynolds.
Okay. To the listeners and viewers of the 502 Revue, we are putting together a segment on house concerts, and if this is something that you are interested in doing or have done in the past and would like to be part of this segment, please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to get with you and get that set up. Thanks for your time and attention.
Wheels are rolling, your wheels are rolling. Voices, flameless cry. Tobacco juice upon his chin and a
full throttle. I'm giving up, there's no tomorrow. Me and all my empty bottles.
So landed, when the album drop, tornadoes, hurricanes, monsoon, just gonna do damage. I'm trying to make the moon dance. It's now time to exhume some new planet.
If this is something that maybe you've always been interested in but didn't know how to make happen, stay tuned. We have dogs.